This is ADO's new commute city bike, cargo bike. It is really a bike that is super capable of many things because it's got a modular accessory system that you simply clip in. So you can have on this little collapsible baskets like I have right now for your shopping. There's backpacks as well that you can put on it, and even a child seat is possible with this bike. So it's got a carbon belt drive, what we're seeing with some of their other bikes. And this is a belt drive that is very comfortable. There's no gears, there's no oily chain that needs a lot of maintenance. And these carbon belt drives last for around 30,000 kilometers before you would need to swap them out, which is a lot of kilometers on an e-bike. So the range of this model here, our Air Pro 1, is up to 100 kilometers. And at the end of this review, I'll let you know what kind of range I can get out of it. That's in the eco mode. It's from its 10 amp hour battery located here in the seat post. And the Bafang motor, this is geared. So it's a geared rear hub motor. It's got 2 speeds, 250 watts and 40 Newton meters of torque. So it's adequate enough and it's legal here in Europe. TechTablets brakes, they are 160 millimeters hydraulic. Now the ADO Air 1, the paint job that I have here is this green, and I really do like it. It's this matte green, very nice finish to it. Now you don't really see any of the welds at all. They have ground them down so they aren't visible. Apart from on the bike rack, you can see some about here. Machine welds that look really good. So the frame quality is excellent. Now the weight of it is 25 kilos all up. Now the tires, they are from CST, so these are 20-inch by 2.4 inches wide. And they're those tires that don't give us a lot of tread depth. They look like they're almost half worn through, even though these are brand new tires, but that's just the style of these. So they're well suited to the road, which is where this bike is going to be, riding along footpaths, road, side of the road. You would not be taking this really off-road at all, of course. And overall, like the tires, and they do have that reflective sidewall. So the front hub, this is screwed into place. So this is good in a way, no quick release here that someone can just go and lift your front tire, but still, of course, put your bike lock through that front tire. You want to make sure that no one's going to be able to take that. The shocks, they are adjustable. They're a good quality shock, even though it is no brand. So you can adjust the preload. You completely lock it out too from here if you wanted to do so. And we get these steel, metal painted mud guards, which are of good quality. And they are metal, but okay, they will be a little bit more susceptible to stone chips and whatnot, perhaps in the long run, but they should be just fine. So it is a system that's using a torque sensor, and the torque sensor is located right here. And we have here with the chain set on it, well, there is no chain set really, with the front cog. This has 60 teeth here with the belt drive setup we have. And this is a JK Aero belt here. So it's a carbon belt drive, as I mentioned there in the intro. And this means no oiling, chains or anything like that. And the pedals it comes with are these foldable style pedals. Well, they look like they're foldable. In fact, I don't think they are. No, yes they are. You clip them in. And not really a huge fan of this. I think with this bike, you probably don't need foldable pedals. It's just to reduce the size of it. And it's 20 teeth, the gearing at the back right here. Now it's a Bafang motor, 250 watts. With 40 Newton meters of torque. With the Air 1 Pro version, you get the 2-speed, and with the Ultra version, you get a 3-speed Bafang motor. Now the battery that's located in the seat post, we're seeing seat posts like this with other brands, and ADO themselves have been using these. So 10 amp hour battery here, and that is 370 watt hours, power button here, and it simply just plugs in with a solid plug. Good seat with this synthetic material, nice and wide. It is very comfortable, I've found. And that seat post, good to know that it is locked into place. So no one's going to go along and be able to just steal your seat post and your battery, which is quite expensive. For brakes, we have 160 millimeter hydraulic disc brakes from TechTablets, so a known brand, and they do work well. You'll see this later in my brake test. So the bike comes with a built-in bell. The handlebar angle can be adjusted and the handlebar height. So this is good for taller riders. You can just lift it up a little bit. And ADO are using their own brand of lock grips. They are good. They have the synthetic leather style material here. And the TechTablets brake levers feel very good being hydraulic. And then we've got a 2.4-inch IPS display. So we have our controls here for the different power levels. There's an eco mode and a sport mode. I think most people would probably be using the sport mode. Now you can see it in direct sunlight, although at the moment it doesn't look very clear, but it is, and you can see it. It's just my camera. The front headlight is reasonably bright and it does have a reflector below it. The rear tail light does have a reflector and built-in indicators left and right. They're not very bright at all, and this is one minor complaint from me. I really do wish that these were very bright, that they could be seen in daylight. However, at nighttime, they are okay, and we get a rear tail light with this too. Adia also did send this out to me. It is a gray shoulder bag here. So you can easily put it into place, lock that in right now, and it has an opening at the back of it so you can access this even when you're on the bike. So you could put maybe drinks inside this, you can pull those out there, and it's magnets that keep that closed. And if it's going to rain on top of it, it's not going to be an issue at all. And then it has a shoulder strap here on the side of it, and very easy to remove. So just unlock and then lift and it comes off. The Air1 Pro step-through design means it's very easy to get on and off. The kickstand has been supporting the weight of this bike, that 25 kilos, without accessories, just fine. No complaints from me with the kickstand. It does not rattle or anything. So getting on is easy. You just go through and you can easily line up those pedals there. And we have the torque sensors. So powering it on takes about 3-4 seconds or so. And you've got your eco mode and the sport mode. So as soon as I start to pedal, I then straight away get that power delivery, which is very smooth thanks to the torque sensor. So not like those speed sensors, they can sometimes be slow to react and slow to disengage. The torque sensors are the way to go. And a carbon belt drive means you don't have to worry about going through any gears, but we have the hub, which has internal gears. So if you've got the Pro model, that's 2 gears you get with a Bafang motor. This is what I'm using now, and it has 250 watts of power, up to 14 Newton meters of torque, and gentle climbs like this one, not a problem at all. I'll get onto my climb test and the brake test shortly. So my time riding it and testing it, I have found the ride quality to be good. You're in an upright, nice position, your back is not bent over, and that is better for visibility, better for your back, so you hopefully won't get a sore back. And all up very smooth. The front shock works well. And I haven't really noticed any rattling apart from one cable that I need to secure that is touching the front bracket here. And that causes a little bit of rattle sometimes with the mudguard, but that's my own fault. It's not a fault of ADO and the bike itself. So pulling out of an intersection right here, the torque sensor is going to give me that power straight away. I'm in pedal assist level 3, so you've got 1, 2, and 3 pedal assist levels, and you have the sport mode, which gives you more power, and the eco mode, which is more focused on saving you battery. So the maximum speed is 25 kilometers per hour, which is legal here in Europe, and at 250 watts. And the range they claim is up to 100 kilometers, but that will be the eco mode, pedal assist level 1. Climb test spot now. So if you're unfamiliar with my e-bike reviews and e-scooters, this is the area that I always test. So this is a 20-degree steep climb. It gets a little bit steeper the more I go up, and it's a challenging climb for most e-bikes. Now we've got 250 watts, as I mentioned, 40 Newton meters of torque, and I'm just started here in the sport mode, and it is the 3rd level that I'm using. So the maximum pedal assist, and it's doing this just fine. I'm cruising up here currently at 13 kilometers. Now, because this does have that rear geared hub, it makes it a lot easier for the climbs, which is perfect, because that was the issue with the original carbon belt drive e-bikes, is that they had the single speed, and it was always going to be that problem that you're either not going to have a good top speed or you're going to have a poor climbing performance. And it was the climbing that was the issue. This clearly is not. I'm not putting much effort in at all. I feel like I'm putting in, I would estimate, about 40% effort. The bike is doing the rest at 60%. So it climbs really well. And my emergency brake test, I do this at 30 kilometers per hour, and it'll be from the white post here to see how the braking performance is. So 160 millimeter hydraulic disc brakes. Okay, I had to do a little bit on my own ABS style braking. I did lock up the rear. It's easy to do, but these hydraulic disc brakes from TechTablets work really well. Before this concrete post, that's above average braking performance. A lot of bikes will be a little bit past this, and considering that we've only got the 20-inch sized wheels on this, the braking performance, excellent. But then again, Tektro, they do make good brakes. Now the gear shifts from the Bafang rear hub motor, they're smooth, but you do notice them. And top speed, so when you get over 25 kilometers per hour on the flat, you can get it up to approximately 28, 29, 30 kilometers riding on your own power. If you have to go uphill without the battery, it is a bit more challenging because it's only either a 2-speed or a 3-speed system with a carbon belt drive, but it is possible as long as it is not too steep. Okay, so what is the range like then out of our Air 1 Pro? So they came up to 100 kilometers, and that would be in ideal perfect conditions. It would be on the flat, pedal assist level 1 using eco mode, a very light rider too as well, and probably no wind either, and a smooth surface for the road. So that's how they probably managed to get somewhere around that claim. However, I'm getting 55 to 60 kilometers, and that is using the sport mode. Now, I decided to use sport because I believe most people would probably use sport. Eco is good, but it's more if you want to save on the battery. Sport's a bit more comfortable, gives you a little bit more of a push up those hills, and when you start off pulling out from intersections or just simply start your ride there. So the range is modest for 20-inch size rims, and I've probably seen with other bikes very, very similar kind of results there. So it's nothing amazing. It's a 10 amp hour battery that we've got, the 370 watt hours, 36 volt system, and the 250 watt motor from Bafang, excellent, works really well. The torque is good, the climbs have been fantastic, thanks to the geared rear hub motor here too. So the belt drives, they're very good because they don't have the maintenance, and they will last for about 30,000 kilometers. So it's pretty much for the life of the bike, really, I think, unless you're doing a lot of serious kilometers, and there's no derailleur that can be misaligned, that you have to worry about any of that. But the earlier versions only had a single speed, but now that we've got the geared rear hub motors, it's so much better for the climbs. The frame quality is excellent, paint job is great, and the shock at the front does work well to soak up some of those bumps. It has enough travel on there, and it is adjustable. The Tektro brakes, also excellent. The bike is a little on the heavy side, 25 kilos without any accessories, and that brings me on to that accessory system. The modular one here is very good. So you can get a mix set up too as well. You can even put on a baby seat. And I love the fact that with the front rack that I've got the collapsible basket here that it simply slots into place. You lock it, and that's it. It's locked into place. And then you can go along and unlock that, and it simply just comes out. You just pull it right up, because I'm to the side of it wasn't that easy. But when you're in front, you just pull it straight up, and it does come off really easy. And it's got the built-in handle there. So it's gonna be perfect when you need to go and do that little shop, get yourself maybe some milk or water or whatever, and a few other things, some bread, put it in that. And it is collapsible too as well. And they have a backpack for it that can slot onto the side of the rear bike rack. They've got different bags and other modular setup for this, which is excellent. So all up, ADO have another great carbon belt drive bike. And the price of it, well, it's around about 1,600, 1,500 euros, which I think is decent considering it's got a Bafang motor, a JD Aero carbon belt drive, Tektro brakes, and the build quality is excellent. And all up, you are getting a very good bike. It is a little bit pricey, but it is well worth it for all you're getting here, as I've covered in this video. My only complaint, and this is nitpicking, is I wish the rear tail light was brighter. The indicator built in should be way more brighter than it is. I hope that ADO changes this model of rear tail light to something that just is more potent. I think would be a little bit better. That's my only real complaint with this bike here. That's it. And me personally, the mud guards, I would have gone for plastic ones so they don't chip or rust. But I mean, they are finished quite well. The paint is good on them. So that's again me nitpicking here. All up, a great bike here from ADO, the Air 1 Pro. Thanks a lot for watching my review.